Hey, what's going on? Today I'm changing my spark plugs and I'm doing a clean air mod. So I already took the stabilizer off. This is my 09 ZX6. You already know what it is. So starting with taking the stabilizers off, then I'm gonna take these two screws out. Then I'm gonna try to remove the gas tank. There's two screws under here to remove the seat, and then a bolt to remove the gas tank. So as I'm going through, I'll walk y'all through, but this is what I've done so far. Take the stabilizer off, that's the first thing. These are 8 millimeters. The stabilizers are 6 millimeter X nuts. So that's done. Alright, after you remove those, your gas tank should move from side to side. You should be able to lift it up a little bit because it's only held in by grommets. But then you come over here and under the seat you can see that's to remove the seat, so make it more accessible. And then this bolt, this nut right here where my finger is pointing, you're gonna remove that to take the gas off. This is the fuel line, so we're gonna do that next. Alright, so I took the seat off. As you can see, these are 4 millimeters that goes right into here, right there. This is might be blocking it. That bolt is a 10 millimeter bolt. It was giving me a fight. It's a bit rounded, so I didn't even try to remove it. So I just got a thing to prop the tank up, and that's how I'm gonna be doing it. So then you gotta remove this nut right here, which is the air box for the air box, so you could get to do your spark plugs. This is a 10 millimeter as well, and then these screws right here, 7 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them right there. And of course you remove this, your air filter connector. And I'm gonna do that and then go to the next step. If I know anything, is that these shits are always harder than they look. That screw down there, I don't know if you can see it. So it was 8 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 8 right there. Pulled all the 7 off, and I was like, what the hell isn't this thing coming out? It was 8, so pulled that off. This is for the injectors. Of course, this is a gas line, so I'm gonna go around here. So this is the first part of the air box, of course. That is off. And then you come around here. That fuel line didn't come off, but this fuel line right here is the return line, I want to say. Gas is still in it. That connects to the upper part that goes into your throttle body. Put some paper towels into the throttle body just because I didn't want anything to drop in it while I was removing them. This filter looks good, so of course I'm gonna clean that out because that is nasty. And I'm gonna clean this filter out. Yuck. Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna clean that out, but I also forgot to mention right here that had a little cap on it. It's a 3 millimeter, you can't see it, but it's a 3 millimeter bolt thing in there. That's it right there. No, it might be hard for y'all to see, but that's 3 millimeters, and what that helps you to do is remove your air box completely. So remember, remove the air box hose, remove the fuel line. Also, this is the hose right here that I'm gonna take off for the clean air mod, and I'm gonna run it around. Y'all gonna see, because I'm gonna run it around here and up to the front with a filter on it. But good lord, this thing is nasty. But that is also just sponge, so I'm gonna wash it out. But that's also just like sponge, but sponge with a lot of dirt. But also looked at my fuel filter while I was down here, and it looks good. So, you know, and also be careful when you're taking your these wires off. I want to call, I don't remember what these are called, but be gentle when you're in here, and remember to put everything where it goes back. But all right, so I'm gonna take the air box out and then let y'all see. Alright, so airbox is out, and this hose I'm not gonna plug in the airbox because that's a drain hose that goes down to the ground, I believe. But this main hose, I'm gonna this is the hose that I'm gonna run all the way around up here and then up to the top with a filter on it for the clean air mod. And then of course this is already, and I'm gonna plug this off as well, but I'm gonna plug this on the airbox. But yeah, not bad. We almost already got a clean air mod going on, because I thought I would have to connect this together, but we got like a somewhat a sensor here, so that is gonna be the way it is where my spark plugs are. So we're gonna go ahead and change the spark plugs out. And remember, always cover these up because this is your throttle body, and you don't want like any debris falling into that. Alright, so I washed the airbox out. This was just a bunch of old sponge in it, I guess, for the sound, so I washed as much of that as I could. So I'm now just letting it dry, and then wash the filter off as well so that it's nice and clean. Letting that dry right there. I'm gonna try to clean that up a little bit to make it look better. Got some oil on it. And then here, took the coils out. So it's easy to remember what number the coils are. 4, 3, 2, 1, just because I laid them out in that position the way that I took them out. They're pretty easy to come out. They're in like this, or whatever direction they are, and all you gotta do is pull up and twist from left to right, and they'll come up. And a good thing I like to do, just check to see the condition of your coils or your coil packs while you're in it. And then of course, got a long extension and a spark plug socket. Use a spark plug socket. And then I'm gonna remove the spark plugs. I'll get back to you when I take all 4 of them out. Alright, so spark plugs are out. These do not look bad at all. This is in the order from which I took them out. 4, cylinder 3, second cylinder, and then cylinder 1. They don't look bad actually. And of course I went with the OEM that's recommended. So this is the part number. If you have a 09, I believe it's from 07 to probably 13, I believe. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it, do your research. But I know the 08 and the 09s use the same plugs. And of course, these are the new ones that I'll put in. So, on to that. And a good rule of thumb is to hand thread them first before you start applying pressure to them, just to make sure they're seated, because you don't want to cross thread your spark plugs, because that is a pain in the ass. But alright, I'm gonna put the new ones. Alright, so went to the local auto parts store, picked this filter up. This is what I'm gonna be using. Alright, so for the airbox, I went and plugged this up. This is the first hole. That's the second hole right there. I did say I'm gonna leave this open because this is just a breather for if air goes into, not air, water goes into the airbox. I'm messing my words up. Water goes into the airbox, then this runs it out to the ground. So this is left open. This is clogged off. Good old electrical tape. I'll put a screw in that one. That comes back over here. And then of course in the engine, I clogged this one off. Good old electrical tape. I stick a screw in there as well, and just zip tied it and electrical tape it up, and that'll just be sitting there. And that's about it for the clean air mod, except for me putting the filter on. But that's about it for your clean air mod. Get a longer hose for the breather hose right there that goes to the airbox. This is the hose that I left open. That'll go back on because this runs down to the ground. But get a longer hose, reroute it to the front, and then plug this hose, plug it off in the airbox as well, and then plug in the other hose, and yeah, moving on. Alright, airbox is back on. Injector sensors are back on. Make sure your fuel line right there, make sure it's tight on. It should be all the way up and click in. And then put this bolt back in. That's what holds down your airbox. Alright, and then I'm gonna put this gas back on, and then that'll be it. Alright, make sure you put everything back together. So this is where I decided to run the breather. So the whole purpose of having a clean air mod, or this filter up here, I was told, is that when you wheelie, the hose that this runs through, the breather hose, oil blows back into the airbox. So if oil blows back into your airbox and goes into cylinder number 1, which I believe is your intake, I believe 1 and 3 is your intake cylinders, don't quote me on that, I'm just saying shit, but I believe 1 and 3 is the intake and 2 and 4 is the exhaust. So what I was told is when you wheelie and you're up there, the bike is of course back, or if you're wheeling for long, then oil blows back into the airbox, and then it goes into cylinder 1, and then of course oil doesn't mix like gas does because it's a thicker liquid. So then that could happen, that could end up you spinning a rod. So the whole purpose of this is to have your engine breathe better when you're wheeling, and so you could go wheelie for longer. Also, if you drop your bike on the sides a lot, if you're gonna stunt, which is what I've been doing, trying drifts and stoppies and burnouts and all that shit, because you will drop your bike. If you drop your bike a lot on the side, sometimes, you know, you fall and it takes a second for you to get up. Of course, oil could run back into cylinder 1 as well, even if it's on its side for just a short moment. So you do this just to save your motor. 9 out of 10 stunters do this as well. What else? Yeah, I think that's about it, all that I can remember off the top of my head. So of course, that's the location of mine, and give you all a little cold start. So I run it up to temperature, make sure the fan's kicked in, everything works good. If you did that good, you should have no check engine light, which you see there. I don't. And that's how you do your spark plugs and clean air mod in a 2009 Kawasaki ZX6. This is also the Monster edition, but it's the same for them regardless of what edition it is. Alright, hope y'all enjoyed that. If I miss anything or y'all have any questions, I'll answer them in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe. That's about it.